Hi everybody. I'm here today again to go through another yin practice. Today's yin practice is all about renewal. Usually this is done close to the new year. I think now is a good time to be looking at renewal. I think when all of this is over, all these crazy times are over, we'll be renewed insofar as I think and I hope that it will teach us to be more kind, more understanding, to smile at each other more, to hug each other for sure. I'm missing that. So I'm going to go through a series of postures that work on the shoulders, work on the back. So working on the spine most importantly. We're working on those meridians that run alongside the spine. If you haven't got yoga props there are different ways that you can improvise. So you're going to need a cushion maybe, a blanket, maybe a rolled up towel. And as I showed you recently, if you haven't got a block, you can take a nice heavy hardback book and just wrap it in a towel. If you have the correct props, take one of your blocks or take your improvised block and just put it to one side, ready to use. Before we begin, close your eyes, come into any comfortable seated position, maybe with your hands just resting, facing upwards, maybe cupped in your lap. Tucking your chin very slightly, bring your focus now to your breath. Letting the cadence of your breath be the metronome for your practice. Remembering that all movement is encapsulated within your breath. So move with your breath, like dancing with your breath. Keeping your breath deep and smooth throughout the practice. Remembering that this practice is all about you, your body, nourishing and nurturing your body, your mind, your spirit. Just take a few breaths, calming everything down, calming down your central nervous system, slowing down your mind, just being here in the moment. And gently opening up your eyes, keep your gaze gentle all the way through your practice. Never staring, I need to look at you. So taking that block and placing it vertically, yes, onto your mat. So what it's going to do is come lengthwise at the base of your neck, along your cervical spine, so the top of your spine. So just place it down, bring yourself around, knees bent, and lower yourself down, and just adjust that until you have, oh, that's good. I don't know if you can see me, yes you can. So you have the top edge of that block just at the base of at the top of your spine, not on your neck. Be careful with your neck. Then your head flops backwards. If that's not available to you, maybe take a cushion or your rolled up blanket, place it behind your head. Careful with your neck. If it is available, then please feel free to just let the back of your head drop down onto the mat. Soften your shoulders down and away. Maybe taking your hands out to the sides with the palms facing up. Maybe coming out into a T shape. You can have your knees bent. You can come into Bargara, so butterfly pose with the soles of your feet together. Like that. Or have your legs out straight. So opening up into the cervical spine, the top of the spine. Opening up your chest, your heart space. Wherever you are, finding your stillness and coming back to your breathing. So in stages, we work down 3 areas of the spine: top of the spine, the cervical spine; center of the spine, the thoracic spine; and the base of the spine, the lumbar spine. Not worrying about how long we're going to be here, remembering that we stay in these poses for longer. In Yin, let me worry about the time. You just relax into the pose. So opening up our shoulders, opening up our heart space. The complete counter pose of what we do during the day. As much as we try to deny it, and I certainly try to deny it, but people catch me, we hunch forward. When we're reading, when we're on our iPads, on our laptops, we tend to hunch forward. So opening up this way, bringing the shoulder blades closer together. Beautiful pose for your spine, your shoulders, your chest. Just soften into the posture. Just here for a little while longer. Not allowing your mind to wander. Remember the 3 principles of Yin. Softening, which means not engaging your muscles. We're working with the connective tissue. And finding stillness, resisting the urge to fidget. And that includes not just with your body, also with your mind. And then becoming steady. Keeping our breath steady. Just here for a few more breaths now. Deep, smooth breathing, Dharma and Sushma. Deep and smooth. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wherever your legs position is, bring those feet back down onto the mat with your knees bent. Support yourself, your elbows and forearms. Oh, hello. And coming up to seated. Now, we talk a lot about the rebound effect. Sometimes your body gets so accustomed to the pose, it relaxes into it and feels safe, and then suddenly you come out and your connective tissue bounces back to where it was. So we're going to work on the second part of the spine, the thoracic spine, this time horizontally with your block. So it's around about, for you ladies, it's around about where your bra strap is. And lower yourself down. Now again, if this is not okay for your head, place another block or your blanket underneath your head. So really opening up now, opening up that rib cage. And again, any legs position that feels good for you, maybe Bargara, butterfly pose, or just legs out straight or knees bent. You could always bring your feet out as wide as your mat and knock your knees in towards each other. Just see what feels right for you. The main thing we're working on here is opening the front of the body and working into the spine. And breathe, there's nothing else to do. Shoulders soften away from your ears. Feeling that opening up into your heart space. Separation of your rib cage. Close your eyes. Relax into the pose. So the thoracic spine tends to get less attention than the upper spine, the cervical spine, and the lumbar spine. The lumbar spine, I guess, wins in yoga. It gets a lot of attention. The shoulders and the upper back get quite a lot of attention, but not so much for the thoracic spine. It's nice to open up here. And we work on the spine also. As you know, those meridians that we talk about all the time, immune channels that carry our chi or our life energy, are very rich in those alongside the spine. So opening up, releasing any blockages into those channels, releasing any negativity, making space in our body for positive energy. Just relax now, close your eyes. It's natural for us as humans to always be active, we're always doing something. And our minds are focused not just on the outcome of that activity, but naturally, for some reason, we're thinking about our next activity, which is a waste. It means you don't enjoy that particular moment, you're not cherishing that moment. So Yin teaches us to be in the moment. The past is exactly that, it's finished, it's over. The future is unknown. But the present is exactly what that word means. It's a gift. Go here for a little while longer. Relax your shoulders. Allow your body to be heavy. Allow yourself to be supported by the mat, supported by the block. So staying in the poses for longer is because we're trying to re-educate that connective tissue. It has very good and very strong memory, but it's also very stubborn. So it takes time to persuade it that it's okay to be here. But also the second benefit of staying in the poses for longer is it teaches us to be more tolerant. Learning how to be still in a pose is actually more difficult than people think. So maybe teaching us to be more patient. I think everything that's going on around us is also challenging us to be more patient. And breathe. Bring your mind back to that cadence, that rhythm of your breath. Feeling your ribcage expand, your belly rise with your inhale. And feeling your belly drop, your ribs coming in together, closer together as you exhale. Just here for a few more breaths. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Bring the soles of your feet down onto the mat to support you. And your forearms and your elbows down onto the mat to support your way up. Oh. Oh. And bring yourself up to seated. Okay. Now this time, just take the block out to one side. Keep your knees bent. And try to roll down. Try not to roll down like me. Try to roll down one vertebra at a time. It's something that sometimes I can do, sometimes I just go down like a sack of potatoes. So just practice trying to hold on to your core muscles, make sure your feet are nice and strong down on the mat. And gently and slowly. Trying to roll down. And there it goes. Some days, but not often, I will do that. Okay, soften your shoulders down away from your ears. Bring your feet almost as wide as your mat with your knees bent and just drop your knees from side to side for a moment, just windscreen wiping. Nice little twist and flex into the spine as well. Make sure your block is within reach. Okay. We're going to take a few what I call bridge rolls or pelvic rolls before we come up. So just tilting your pelvis away from you, so you accentuate that curve into your lumbar spine. It's hard for you to see from mine. Yeah. And then tilt your pelvis towards you so that it flattens. They call that an imprint. So flattening out that natural curve in your lumbar spine. And at the same time, trying to hold on to your abdominal muscles. And the only way that I can describe that is as if you're trying to stop yourself from peeing. So you grip. You're halfway through peeing, someone walks in, you stop naturally, you grip. So grip hold of those lower abdominals and rock forward again. Beautiful. And rock back. 3 more, rock forward. Hold on to those abdominals, rock back. Inhale forward. Exhale, flatten out. 1 more. Inhale forward. And exhale down. Beautiful. Okay. Taking hold of that block, lift your hips off the mat and place the block again horizontally underneath your sacrum. So the base of your spine and just that triangular bone at the back. I'll find it, that's it. I found it. Okay. So it's like a supported bridge pose. Again, you can come to any legs position that suits you. If you want to come up higher, but only if it's part of your practice, you can come up onto the medium edge. I prefer to stay down. We're going to be using this block for something else following this posture. Staying with it on the low level. And again, maybe you want to straighten out your legs. See how that changes the sensations. You may even want to slide your arms out and up above your head. If your hands don't want to reach the floor, maybe put a cushion there to rest the tops of your hands. It's like a full body stretch with the block underneath your hips. Hips up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. And breathe. So the final part of our spine. We work on the spine, well, in all yoga. Primarily we work on the spine in Yin to work on those meridians. But also working on the spine. The spine, if we think about it, is the pillar of our existence. It takes part in everything we do. And that means everything. Even thinking. So taking care of the spine, getting more flexibility. And Yin, as you know, by working on the connective tissue, it becomes more flexible into your joints. Just close your eyes now. Breathe. Ignore me circling my foot. I have cramp. If that feels good, circle your ankles. Why not? Always be tired little things. Yoga postures are not cast in stone. There are many variations, many options that we can bring to you. Always remembering this is your practice and your body. And variations and options, as I mentioned quite frequently, are exactly what those words mean in the dictionary. And they're no more or less precious than the actual pose itself. They're just variations, exactly that. Bring your focus back to your breath. Think about something that makes you smile. Try and find some gratitude in this moment. We all have something to be grateful for, however simple. Every day, something that makes us smile. Not concerning yourself with what came before, what you did during the morning. It's gone now. Or what comes next. Whatever you need to do with the rest of your day, it's still going to be there when you leave, when you finish your practice. This is your time. Cherish the moments. Be here in the present time, present moment. I'll just take a few more breaths. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you have your arms up and over, just bring slowly back down to the sides. Bring your feet in so that your heels are just close to that block. And this is somebody who shall remain unnamed. It's one of her favourites. So we bring our feet nice and strong and start to just shuffle your hips over towards the right hand side of the block. So your left butt cheek is actually on the block. In fact, if I turn around, you can probably see where mine are. The left butt cheek is on the block. The right one is hanging in the air. Now you can keep both your legs bent for now. Hands out to the sides or in a T shape or cactus arms, whatever feels good for you. And then raise your right foot up towards the ceiling. A few circles with your ankle again. Lots of clicking coming from mine. And then if you have a strap, and I know we've talked about straps quite a lot, you can always use a belt or a twister or a rolled up towel, or if you have a strap, if you want one. If you don't want one, just start to roll over onto your left hip. Ooh. And bring your right foot down. I think there's somebody in the room that doesn't like this. So the idea is not to get your foot all the way down to the floor, even if you can. Your core is holding it there. So you can have the strap around it to let it just be held by the strap. You should feel the pressure into your hip flexor, into the outside of your left hip. Whatever you're feeling into your right leg. Soften those shoulders. It's easy to hunch in this position. And maybe drop your chin softly towards your right shoulder if that's okay for your neck. I'm just going to stay here for around 15 minutes. Not really. And breathe. Just taking an inventory of where you're feeling the sensations. I'm not going to tell you where you will feel them. Your body is different to mine. Everybody is different. And in fact, our bodies respond differently every day too. Just take note of where you're feeling those sensations, where you're feeling the stretch. So in Yin we use time and gravity. Staying in a pose for longer, as I explained earlier, is a lesson in patience and tolerance. It's also convincing, re-educating, persuading that connective tissue that it's okay to come into these strange positions. But also, we find ourselves sometimes, just as we relax into the pose, coming just a tiny bit deeper in, making more space in our body. Not here for too much longer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling on to your left cheek. Come back to center. Slowly lower that right leg down. Bring your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. And just roll from side to side, feeling any difference. Oh yeah. Between the left and the right side. So, second side. Such good news. Okay, come back to center and shuffle yourself over towards the left this time. So now your right butt cheek is, your right butt cheek is on the edge of the block, or it's on the block. Your left one is just hanging around. Okay, lifting your left foot up now. Oh, that is different on this side. You'll find that one side of your body is more or less flexible. And dropping your leg over towards the right. And again, you can keep your right leg bent or try straightening it. You can always try these things, and if they don't work for you, don't go there. Any arms position that feels right for you. And then if it's okay for your neck, gently dropping the chin towards your left shoulder. Keeping your shoulder blades nice and steady on the mat, the torso up towards the ceiling, twisting. It's a beautiful twist. Your right hip pushing down onto the block. So primarily we're working on the hips, also on the core, because we're holding, the core is what's holding that leg in midair. And also you may be feeling sensations into your left leg, into your right leg, in different areas. And as I mentioned earlier about the side that's less flexible, this is my less flexible side. We subconsciously favour one side of the body all day long, whether we're walking, standing, especially standing. And that's great for the flexible side of the body, it becomes more flexible. However, not good news for the less flexible side, it becomes more stubborn. So if you can identify which side of your body is more or less flexible, on the less flexible side, maybe more repetitions if it's a yang style activity, more time if it's a yin style activity, in your personal practice. Close your eyes, bring your focus back to your breath. Listening to the natural rhythm of the ocean waves. Breathing in, slight pause at the top, and breathing out. Either through the nostrils on the exhale, or sighing out through your mouth. We sigh throughout the day, sometimes with relief, sometimes with frustration, When we sigh, we exhale out all of that negative stuff that just didn't ever serve us, does not serve us. And when we inhale new energy, fresh oxygen, positivity. Maybe over time, your body is accepting this pose. Maybe the intensity is lessening. When our body feels safe is when we turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, the more subtle, more hidden system that responds with rest, relax, and digest. Always remembering, though, if at any stage throughout your practice you feel pain, please back off or come out of the pose. Listen to your body. Once we feel pain or fear, then the central nervous system kicks in, which is counterproductive to what we're trying to do here. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that left foot up towards the ceiling. Come back to the center of your block. Bring both feet down onto the mat. Lift up your hips. Take that block out the way. Don't throw it at anyone. And slowly bring yourself down onto your back. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Maybe making circles in both directions to massage out your spine, your hips. Maybe rocking from side to side. Beautiful. We're going to bring ourselves up seated. You can just support your way up, or maybe you want to roll your way up to seated. Beautiful. And then bring your legs around. Bring your hands down onto the mat. And come into tabletop. So all fours. So your hips are aligned above your knees, your shoulders aligned above your wrists. We're going to take a few cat-cows just to flex out that spine. Now it's done all that work. So as you inhale, coming forward, bring your bum up, your navel down towards the mat, shoulders away from your ears, chest nice and proud. Feel free to stay here for a breath or two if that feels good for you. And then when you exhale, curling everything in like an angry cat. Chin towards your chest, sucking your navel up towards your spine, the tailbone pointing down towards the mat. Again, feel free to stay here for a breath or two. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. Just a couple more now. Inhale forward and exhale back. Last one, wherever you are. Inhale forward and exhale back. Beautiful. Maybe wiggle your hips now. Before we come down, start to walk your fingertips forward, your knees back, and come down onto your belly. Bring your fingertips to the top edge of the mat. A little bit. And roll your shoulder blades down and your back. Slide them back. Shoulders down and back. And your chest nice and forward into Sphinx pose. You may want to stare straight ahead. That's just the direction of your head. You can close your eyes. You may want to drop your head forward slightly to soften and lengthen the back of your neck. Wherever you are is where you're meant to be. It's right for you. Please feel free to take a drink whenever you need one, especially when we're in a position like this when it's easy to get to the bottle. So feeling slight compression into your lumbar spine maybe. If you don't feel like that's enough compression, perhaps just push down on those forearms a little bit more. But always remember that we don't take ourselves past our edge. The edge being the point where our body says, okay, enough. So like the edge of pain, but before pain. We expect to feel discomfort. That means we're doing it, means we're working, but not pain. So 70% of your range of movement is generally the rule. The other 30% is your energy. So again, there's a couple of variations here. Feel free to stay exactly as you are. Perhaps try and bring soles of your feet up towards the ceiling, as if you're trying to kick your heels in towards your bum. See how that changes the sensation. Maybe the sensation move, maybe new stretching feeling. Maybe it doesn't work for you. Put them back down. And then there's a final option, which 9 times out of 10 I can't do. We'll see how I go today. Which is to push down on your hands and come into seal pose. If you can keep your feet up when you do that, that's great. If you can't, that's also great. Sometimes I can, mostly I can't. So try it. Push down on your hands. Click. Straighten your arms. Oh, maybe not today. But if it's okay for you, please feel free to do it. You don't stay here for too long because this is pretty intense. It's quite young. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower it down. Oh. Bring your head down onto your hands or onto a cushion, whatever feels right for you. Maybe bring your feet up towards the ceiling if they're not still there, and rocking from side to side, massaging up the front of your head. And then bring your hands either side of your rib cage, tuck those elbows in towards each other. Bring your feet down now. So no chicken wings. Bring the elbows in, push down on your hands, come up through Cobra. Oh, expect the rebound now in your lumbar spine. And drop your hips down towards your heels. So compression of the lumbar spine in Sphinx and Seal, decompression in Happy Baby, Child's Pose. If your hips don't want to reach all the way down to your heels, you can always place a cushion there, a pillow from your bed, maybe the rolled up towel, rolled up blanket, whatever feels good for you. And then choice of arms positions. If you want to stretch into your shoulders, bring your hands out in front of you, maybe coming into cupcake hands like spidey hands on your fingertips, which increases the stretch into your shoulders. I don't know whether Katie invented it, but these are called cupcake hands because it's as if you've got a cupcake underneath your hands and you try not to squeeze you. Or if that doesn't feel right for you, you can just bring your hands back and rest your head onto your hands. Or maybe you can the alternative shoulder stretch, dropping them forward, is to bring your hands around either side of your feet with the palms facing up. That changes it. And in child's pose, we're also compressing into the stomach, into the digestive organs, opening up into the spine. So it has a lot of benefits. It's also a resting pose. Anytime during any yoga practice, you should feel free and welcome to come into this pose if it's all getting a bit much. All right. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly walk your way forward and come back down onto your belly. Again, take a drink whenever you need one. Okay. So now, what are we going to do? Okay, now I'm not sure which is the best way around to do this. I'm just going to think about it. Give me a moment. Okay, that's fine. So, come up onto your forearms and then just reach that left hand out to the side, 90-degree angle. You can't see me. Let's do it this way. At a 90-degree angle to your shoulder. Okay, bring your right hand inside of your right rib cage. And we're going to roll over onto the left hip. Now, if you're one of those people who can do that and balance with their legs straight, please feel free to do that. I can't. So then I bend my knees to support myself. So I'm coming around this way now. No, the other way. I'm getting more exercise than I imagined. So, rolling onto your left side. The left ear is down to the mat. Now, if you don't need that right hand to support you at the front, you can drop it down behind your waist. If you do that, bring that right shoulder back, try and bring your shoulders in line with each other, really opening your chest, really opening into those shoulders. Perhaps if it's part of your practice, you can loop your fingers and stretch them out behind you. It's a different stretch, so if it doesn't work for you, don't do it. Find a moment to adapt, to settle. It's one of the most beautiful shoulder stretches. So primarily we're working on the upper part of the body, the shoulders and the chest. But we can add a little playful thing. If it feels okay for you, bring that right foot up and behind you, standing your right foot down onto the mat, your knee up towards the ceiling. Maybe straightening your left leg up, keeping it bent. So there's a twist, there's so much going on here now. Twisting into the spine, twisting into the hips, the waist, stretching out the shoulders, working into the shoulder saddle. And breathe. There's nothing else to do. Normally I've got the timer working, so just need to check the time. That's my job. You don't need to worry about the time, just relax into the pose. Come back to your breath. Bring your mind back to whatever that was that made you smile earlier. Let that smile play on your lips. Beautiful deep breathing. calming everything down. Mm. We're just here for a few more breaths. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If that right hand is behind you, bring it around to support you. Rolling onto your belly, bringing both your legs down. Bring the right forearm down in front of you. Slightly roll over onto your right hip and circle out your left shoulder. Hello, left shoulder. Go in both directions, maybe shake it out. Whatever feels right. Perhaps place your hand on your left shoulder and just your elbow in different directions. So it's always nice to reassure our body after a quite intense pose that it's okay. Nothing, no harm, only benefits. Okay, second side. So this time we bring our right arm out. Come down. Bring your left ear down onto the mat. Bring your left hand inside of your rib cage. And roll yourself onto your right hip. Right ear comes down. Just settle into the pose for a few moments. There's never any rush, never jumping from one thing to the next. In, everything is smooth. Transitioning mindfully from one pose to another, but also from one stage of a pose to another. And again, this might be enough for you. Might be exactly where you want to be today. Or maybe if you don't need that left hand, drop it around behind you, perhaps linking your fingers and opening up that left shoulder. Maybe not. If you have your hand behind you, though, try to bring that left shoulder back. Try to align our shoulders, really opening that chest space. And then, if it's okay for your body, for you today, bring your left foot up towards the ceiling, place it down behind you with the left knee pointing up towards the sky, the ceiling. Maybe straightening that right leg, maybe keeping it bent. Whatever feels right for you. Listening to the rhythm of your breathing. So most of the poses that we've been through in this practice work on the spine, working on those meridians I mentioned earlier. And the twisting also works on the spine, and there's twisting in virtually every yoga practice. And that twisting helps to work on the digestive organs too. Problems with our digestion, problems with blockages into the meridians don't just cause physical issues, sometimes psychological and emotional issues. So hopefully we shared all of that negativity. We shared all of those toxic and more worrisome emotions and replaced them, making space for positive emotions, kindness, forgiveness. And everybody needs more kindness right now, always, but more so right now. We're just here for a few more breaths. Be aware of maybe, again, the differences. Are you feeling it in different areas on this side? Are you feeling it in more intensity or less? Just observe that with curiosity. It's perfectly normal. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your left hand around if it's not already there. Roll over onto your belly, slightly over onto your left hip. Bring your left forearm in front to support you. Roll out your right shoulder now. Maybe shake it out, maybe place your fingertips on your right shoulder, circling with your elbow in both directions. Then bring both your hands down, staying on your belly. So if you're coming into Sphinx pose, so come into a Sphinx pose, but we're not focusing so much on the low back now. We're going to do a few little neck stretches. So make sure your shoulders are softened down and away, keeping your chin level with, I don't know how to explain that, with the floor. So keep your chin up, like you're staring straight ahead, but close your eyes. Shoulders down, and then gently drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Beautiful stretch into the left-hand side of your neck. It's an added bonus if you are feeling the compression from your Sphinx pose into the spine. No such thing as too much yoga. And then slowly bring your chin down towards your chest. Make a lovely slow U shape. Coming towards your left shoulder with your chin, and come back down. Coming towards your right shoulder. And then bring your head back to center. Second side. Dropping your left ear towards your left shoulder. Feeling that stretch into the right hand side of your neck. And breathe. Two, one, and drop your chin down towards your chest. Beautiful U shape, slowly towards your right shoulder with your chin. And then coming back the other way. Nice and slow towards your left shoulder. And then bring your head back to center. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to bring our hands either side of the ribcage again, elbows in towards each other, push up through Cobra, push up through tabletop. Bring your legs around, maybe tapping out your legs just a little bit before we come down. And then slowly lowering yourself down, bend your knees to do this. If you can do it, because I'm really not very good at it. And slowly lowering yourself down. It's meant to be one vertebra at a time. I do 1, 2, 3, 10. But there you go. Oh. All right, a brief windscreen wipe from side to side with your knees. Softening your shoulders down and away. Preparing yourself for our final pose. Shavasana. If you wish, place a cushion or one of your bed pillows or your rolled up blanket underneath your knees to support your knees. Please do. Otherwise, just bring your feet, your heels down onto the mat, let your feet flop out to the sides. Your hands can be out to the sides with the palms facing up as a gesture of surrender. Or perhaps placing one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Feeling your heartbeat. Feeling the rise and fall of your belly with that natural breath. And closing your eyes, finding your stillness, being aware of any changes in your body that have come from your practice today, be they physical, emotional. Take 3 deep cleansing breaths, breathing in through the nostrils, pausing at the top and sigh everything out through your mouth. Beautiful. 2 more like that. Breathing in, pause, and exhale. Last one. Breathing in, pause, and exhale. Beautiful. And now just find your stillness. Allow the earth to hold you. Allow everything to be heavy. Trust the earth. Let go of control. Surrender to the mat. In your own time now, whenever you're ready, beginning to make gentle movements to wake up your physical body. Perhaps moving your fingers and toes, maybe circling your wrists and ankles. You may want to bring your arms up over your head, stretching out your legs, your toes, like full body stretch as you've just woken up in the morning. Deep breath in and let it go. Maybe drop your knees in towards your chest for one last big squeeze. If we can't hug other people, we can at least hug ourselves. And then maybe rolling over onto one side, using one of your arms as a pillow. Into the fetal or recovery position. Before using your top hand to support your way up into a comfortable seated position. No rush, take your time. Any hands position for now. Dropping your chin towards your chest as a humble gesture of gratitude. Closing your eyes. Calming noise of a big truck going past. Try to zero out the other noises. Just listen to your breathing. Then bring your hands together to your heart center. Enjoying mudra, prayer. Feeling love and gratitude for everything you have. And remembering that all that we have today, a great amount of thanks and gratitude go to the ancestors who fought for our country, for our freedom. And remembering that tomorrow is the day that we remember them, that we honour them. So in your own way, maybe honouring them from home, listening to the services, or perhaps taking part in the driveway celebration services, honouring our servicemen by standing with a candle at the end of our driveways. You may not be able to socially interact, but we're far enough apart and show our respect, show our gratitude, and be humble for those men and women that served us. Feeling love in your heart for the families of those servicemen and women. Sending out that love. Honouring yourself too, taking the time to nourish and nurture your mind, your body and your spirit today. I am honoured that you chose to share that practice with me. I wish you a wonderful day. I thank you and I bow to you. Namaste. See?